Tell them niggas style my own way, I'm good. Tell them I don't need no award, I'm hood. Hoe on fuck, tell the bitch let's do it. Rolls Royce and Builder, she thought they were canes. Jump in the Bentley, I jump off a plane. Swerving the fan, I'm still ducking the cam. I'm the shit fuck a pimp, but they bring up my name. Not wearing white, everything rose gold. Got another nigga hoe tryna take my soul. Put it in the paddock and it came two-tone. Cartier bracelets with Jacob and Cole. Sit up and coat, hoping this plain Jane. Keep a nigga heart cold. Fuck nigga want you to say you want smoke. Fuck on these hoes and stay fresh like the Pope. Shoot the Glock like I'm Ja. Global don't need no Wi-Fi. She know I ain't doing shit for 100,000. Fuck 'em, go tell 'em.
What's up, everybody? We've been looking for another E39 M5 for a while, and I'm proud to present you my new to me 2000 E39 M5 titanium silver on Silverstone interior. This car definitely is a project car, but that's what we've been looking for, something to make content with, something to grow, and something to rebuild. We definitely have a good candidate right here. I've been searching for the right one. If you've been following on the channel, this is the 4th E39 M5 we've had over the past 2 years, and I think this is the one to keep. Unfortunately, this car is 340,000 miles and apparently has had quite a bit of work done, but the paperwork has said otherwise. So just going over the car, as you can see, it is extremely clean. We do have a OEM front bumper, which is very surprising. These are always destroyed. Euro lenses, which aren't OEM, but they look a lot better. Now that I actually look at this, it says hella right there. So these are OEM clear headlights. Actually, I don't know much about this car. This is really my first time going in depth with it. So apparently we have OEM Euro headlights, OEM front bumper. They did have a California front license plate, so I do need to take this off and find a little tow hitch cover, but that's no big deal. Carbon fiber front lip, which has seen better days, but it is definitely a nice little piece added. Doesn't hurt. We are sitting on BBS CHs, which do look amazing on this car. And a goodie that I did not know actually came on this car when I went to buy it. We are on Stop Tech front BBK, which is amazing. I've never had one of these. I've always wanted one, but BBS CHs, and I'm not sure if the fronts are, but if you come to the rear tire size is, where is it? All the way down here on the bottom, extremely hard to see, but we are sitting on 285s, which the first thought was that's a wide ass tire for this car. You can see that this car is not on adapters, so these are actually drilled to this car and actually bored out, which is amazing and very helpful. Come around to the back here, this is where the car gets even better. This car is a Dinan S1. It has everything Dinan S1 package. Extremely clean from the rear again. We have Dinan mufflers right here. You can see them poking through up there. We have carbon fiber diffuser. And this car just all around looks amazing. This car does not look like it has the miles. This car does not have many flaws from the exterior. There is a couple dings and dents on the body. It is unfortunate, but it is definitely things that won't be that hard to work out. I believe this is clear coat failure. Can't really tell. Yeah, looks like it is. At first I just thought they had something on here, but it's definitely clear coat failure, but it's an easy enough spot to get. If you come over here to the front fender, you can definitely see where they do have quite a few dings in this fender. I am wary about getting a replacement because titanium silver is super easy to show up and it shows all the flaws, but it is easy enough to try to get a fender worked out versus other the body panels, especially one of the doors. Looks like all the doors are clean. If you come over to the other side, hood is in fantastic shape, really no problems. I believe same thing over here. There's a couple little tiny dings over here, extremely hard to see. This side has, again, another door ding over here. And unfortunately, which I just found out like an hour ago, it does have this in the quarter panel. But I believe that this could be worked through. I don't believe that will be that much of a problem. It shouldn't be that much, but yeah. Dinan S1. This car is in extremely good shape. I'm surprised on how good they kept this car up and everything that's been gone through. This car has a fat stack of maintenance records, but all the stuff that I want to see isn't really in there. So let's go ahead and take a look at the interior. Interior wise, I was also extremely shocked. This car is full leather package on Silverstone, and the leather is in fantastic condition. Same thing with the driver's seat for being 340,000 miles. I do believe that this is the original interior. I believe that's what I've heard. I'm not sure if that's completely accurate. It does have a AZA auto wheel, which I'm probably going to be taking out. So if anybody wants this, this will be for sale. I just need to find a stock steering wheel and then I will post that one for sale. Most likely it will come without the trim. It'll just be bare wheel, but it will be for sale. I'm not planning on keeping this. As you can see, it is full leather dash, top and bottom, door panels. Driver's seat is in fantastic condition. Could use a recondition and just a good cleaning, but other than that, there's really no problems. Passenger seat in amazing condition. It does have factory 16.9 nav, has the titanium trim. Same thing back here. It looks like these door panels have never seen any finger touches. These are the cleanest door panels I have ever seen. I'm not even lying when I say that. And if you come down here and look at the door sills, same thing. These are all brand new door sills. They're not cracking, they're not crunching. They are soft and squishy, which I don't know if they're OEM or what they are. A little dirty just touching stuff. But you let me know if these are OEM or replacement. They are squishy. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be like that. Everyone I've had has been destroyed, so I can't tell you. The only thing on the driver's seat is this mark right here, but I'm sure that could be patched and repaired. Order a new Euro console, get that figured out. Of course, the cup holder is broken, but these are all things that aren't really that big of a deal. One thing that I actually do miss is having non-rear folding seats. They look much more aggressive and they hold you much better. I like them more personally, but of course, folding seats are very helpful. Alcantara headliner is in fantastic condition. No sagging, no marks, no nothing. It is absolutely perfect. I'm very surprised. The car is a 2000, so we do have the black dials. Go ahead and turn the key, click this on. You can see everything is in working order, except of course, those pixels. So you can see where the mileage starts to say a 3, the other one's completely missing. So from what I've seen and from what was posted, this car is 340,000. But from what you can tell, it's 344,000. It looks like 277. It's very, very hard to read. So that definitely needs to be sent out. If you guys have any recommendations, drop them down in the comments and let me know who you recommend. This needs to be fixed. Probably one of the first things on the list. The 16.9 nav is actually OEM and working. The speakers sound terrible, but it is to be expected. These cars didn't really have the great sound system from the factory, especially with this head unit. The speakers are good, but the head units are terrible. So that will definitely need to be updated. And of course, coming down here, wonderful. Cup holder, no bueno. Same thing right here. The controls, these are all cracked, but luckily I should have another one sitting in the garage, so it's not really a big deal. I have another replacement, should have another replacement cup holder. The car does have an extremely short shifter, which is way too notchy for my liking. I don't know if it's the fluid or what bushings they used, or if everything is just complete solid. I have no idea what kit this is. It needs to be looked at. Shift knob is definitely seen better days. It's not in the best condition, but it is OEM and it is very short, but it is extremely notchy and tight, which I am not a fan of. Coming over here with this, with the ashtray, it is definitely broken, but you can tell it wants to work, but it just doesn't. So I should have extra parts. I believe I have some parts laying around. Not titanium silver, but I should have just the normal silver trim. So I'll be able to swap that over, or possibly look into finding another center plate, but I know these are extremely rare and very expensive. But the rest of the leather in this car is actually in amazing condition. I'm surprised at how good it was. Same thing over here. Everything is in fantastic condition. And another little goodie that I did not know this car had, OEM med kit under the front seat, which is extremely rare, valuable. It's very sought after. It's very cool to have that in the car. All the pillars are in extreme good condition, as you can see over here. I am just amazed at how good of condition this car actually has been kept, especially for the mileage. I would assume this car would be absolutely destroyed. It's nice. It looks like they have a replacement airbag, or they possibly got that recalled. Coming over here to pop the hood and show you guys what's underneath. This car does have a little bit of a hood latch problem where it releases, but it definitely is a little hesitant. And coming under here is the beast. So of course, Dinan S1, we have carbon fiber intakes, Dinan maps, Dinan strut bar. This car should have had Dinan software, but it is shark tuned, and I'm not sure about that. So if anybody wants to fill me in on the shark tune, if anybody has opinions, Dinan versus shark, whatever you guys say, comment down below. Let me know your opinion. Let me know what your facts are, the specs, whatever you guys want to say. Right here we have our carb stickers. We have our Dinan S1 badge. This car is on Megan coilovers, but it is definitely not the best. We'll definitely be switching over to maybe BCs or possibly experimenting with something new. Again, if you guys have any recommendations, let me know. I do want to find a OEM M-Power faceplate for the plenum. This one has this Dinan one that looks like it was custom made, but it has seen better days. And I would show you more, but this hood, the struts are completely out. I have ones on the way. They should be delivered today. Same thing with these front grills. Way too many rock chips with the miles. Definitely needs to be replaced, but everything's there intact. This car luckily does have another Dinan strut brace in the rear. And the toolkit is missing the little actual part to screw in, so I need to go to the junkyard, find that. It's an M5, so of course, extra 10W60, extra coolant, and there is the Dinan strut bar. It is missing the subwoofers. I believe it just has a Nokia sub box, but M Audio would definitely be something I want to retrofit. It does have the OEM net, and let's get some stuff out the way so I can go ahead and show you what's underneath, which again, I was very happy and surprisingly pleased. It actually has the strap for the lift plate. It does have stains, but I believe I could shampoo that out. I'm so happy it has the M cover. It actually has these bolts, which are not tight, but they're there. Same thing, it has the under tray, and under this, it has the factory compressor, and it has the factory first aid pouch from Beamer, which is completely sick. I've never had one of these. I've never had a car this complete, and I'm extremely surprised that this car has this many miles, and this is the car that I get complete. So that's all there. Same thing under here. All the navigation and everything is still intact. Definitely needs to be gone through. There is stuff that is unplugged, so not quite sure what's going on there. It will need to be addressed, but we'll get to that later on the line. And of course, toolkit is missing half the tools, but that is nothing to worry about. Let's go ahead and take a trip back over here to the passenger side, and again, just to admire this interior. The beautiful ostrich leather and fantastic shape. Same thing with the door panel, in perfect shape. Door sills, perfect shape. Floor mats, seen better days. And that first aid box. Coming over here, we have the OEM M book, which I'm so happy this car came with. And let me show you, this car surprisingly has this beautiful book right here. I've never had this. I am surprisingly amazed at everything this car has included, and I've always wanted one of these. Now I have it. This car is basically as complete as could be. This is my first time really going into depth with this car. I'm still learning. I still have really no idea what the rest of this car has and what's going to be entailed in this video. I took the car for a quick test drive as soon as we got it back. It did make it the 9-hour trip back from Sacramento back to Vegas. No hiccups. It was freezing. It was somewhat snowing on the way there, and this car made it back with really no problems. Tiny bit of oil consumption, but that's completely normal with these. But as soon as I got back to Vegas, I actually got the chance to drive it. I had my friend drive it. I didn't even test drive this car. I did not drive it home, and my friend went home before me, and I stayed out there for the night with my wife. So driving this car for the first time, it definitely needs some work. And what I found out in person, the guy said it had no problems, no issues, but the car definitely had a misfire on startup. It seems like it turns on, and then as the RPMs die, it finds a tiny little spot and it misfires, and then the car runs absolutely perfect. There's no other hiccups, there's no weird stuff. But when driving it, it does feel very rough. I don't know if it's the coils or the suspension, or these tires are extremely old. Something needs to be gone through, something needs to be figured out. The car feels extremely rough, does not feel great. Clutch feels good, but I did one donut real quick, and when I came back from spinning, I went to drive straight, and the clutch pedal was slightly pressed. I did not touch it. The clutch pedal slightly got stuck, and I had to pull it back up with my foot. So that needs to be addressed. I believe there probably is air in the line. The previous owner said they did change the clutch, so it definitely needs to be gone through. If you guys ever dealt with that, let me know what your solution was. The brakes don't feel as good as they should for being big brakes. I believe that they didn't change the reservoir size. I believe a lot of people were saying that when you put BBK, you do have to mess with the reservoir size, or maybe the lines, or maybe the fluid's just terrible. That needs to be gone through. So brakes, clutch, slight misfire, and I believe there is a crazy vibration coming from either the drive shaft or one of the mounts or the guibo, something along that lines. And lastly, this car sounds like shit. For being a Dinan exhaust, it should be factory cats, headers, factory resonator, and then Dinan mufflers. This car sounds fucking horrendous. Excuse my language, but this car sounds terrible. So it definitely needs to be figured out. I believe there is an exhaust leak coming right out from where the driver's door is. That needs to be addressed, gone through. It needs to be put on a lift to say, I need to put it on the lift to see exhaust and guibo drive shaft. Hopefully transmission has no issues, but it does have the extremely rough and tight shifter, so that might also be a problem. So a couple things have gone through, so I'm gonna go ahead and get in the car and we're gonna start it up, and I'll let you hear that misfire. Starting it up is all normal, everything works. It's just that tiny little misfire. I'm not sure if you're able to hear it right now. Well, it definitely does not sound good. It didn't do the misfire, but it started, and this thing does not sound good. When I bought it, it did have a check engine light, and actually it went away on the drive here, so I guess that's good. But you can hear it sounds for sure like an exhaust leak. There's definitely something leaking. I don't know if they did something different, if there's a hole in the exhaust from rubbing through something and scraping, but there's for sure an exhaust leak. It does not sound good. It sounds like it wants to sound good, but there's a major hole in the exhaust and something is leaking terribly. So other than that, this car idles completely smooth. There's no vibration, there's no shaking, there's no nothing. This car is completely smooth and feels great. So I guess we're gonna take it for a tiny little spin on the way home. I haven't driven this car too far because I don't really trust it. I took it for that one spin and the vibration was crazy and sounded like it was getting worse, but it's not doing it right now, so I'm not too completely sure on that. And actually the brake light is on too, so that also might hint at a possible issue. I would have thought this would have been way worse, but it feels extremely solid. I'm hoping that the transmission just needs some different fluid. A lot of these transmissions are so notchy as is. If you can hear that, I believe the strut is either blown. It sounds terrible. It sounds like it's creaking through the strut tower. So I'm hoping that either the strut is just bad, or hopefully it's not crazy suspension work that needs to be done. These cars are kind of a pain in the ass to do suspension. The kit is pretty expensive, but if it needs to be done, it needs to be done. So it is idling smooth, it is going through the gears, it's just extremely notchy. Other than that, I don't really have any complaints. I'm very happy that these mirrors are not leaking. That mirror is not leaking. That mirror is not leaking. This one is so slightly starting to at the very top. Definitely rubbing quite a bit in the rear. It definitely feels strong. Not quite what I remember from some of my other cars. Some other examples I have, they definitely have felt stronger, but what is to expect with the mileage? Apparently this car has had everything rebuilt, almost fully rebuilt. Apparently that the previous owner did rod bearings and timing chain and guides. He said that was done at BMW dealership at 304,000 miles, but there is no proof, there is no paperwork. On the paperwork I have seen that the clutch has been done like 3 or 4 times, but I don't know if you can hear it. I think it's starting to misfire. Yeah, I believe it's starting to misfire, so it sounds like something's kind of cutting out. I don't know if this thing has been fully serviced recently. I don't know if fuel filter, spark plugs, coil packs, fuel pump, things of that nature have been done. I'm not quite sure. I really don't know much about it, neither did the previous owner. But I am in contact with the prior owner to the previous. I've actually known him for a while. I've known this was his car. He sold it like probably a year or something ago, and I've known that, and I've known him this whole time. And I don't even know what that says. How am I supposed to know what that says? I'm not too sure. But it sounds like it kind of cuts out, or either something's very vibrating. I don't know if you can tell on video. Yeah, it sounds like it's misfiring. I'm not too sure. This is really my first time going in depth with this car. This is probably my first normal drive in the car. So I'm not too sure on what's going on with this thing. It definitely needs to be looked at, but that's why we're here. This is a project. This is a project channel, and we're gonna dive into this thing, and we're gonna hopefully give this thing a complete revamp and give this as much work as possible. It sounds like something is definitely rubbing. It could be the exhaust at the same time. It might be the exhaust rubbing on one of the shields or rubbing on the actual car. I'm not too sure. I don't believe it is drive shaft. I think drive shaft would be causing much more of a problem. And I believe if it actually was hitting or vibrating that bad, I'm pretty sure it would have exploded by now. So I believe that this exhaust is not in the best shape. It is vibrating all over. It's rubbing. I want to say it is the exhaust. That sounds like the most logical explanation. It does feel pretty good. This thing does actually pull. It feels very torquey. Mid-range feels amazing. So maybe a little bit of a misfire, a little bit of exhaust issues, and this thing should be tuned up pretty good. We're back with some more bullshit. We got Douglas today, be the pilot of, what are we gonna pilot back to Las Vegas, Frederick?
E60 M5 6-speed manual.
Yeah, right, never mind. At the F80 on a road trip, we're about 5 hours in. We have about 3 hours to go. We're gonna meet a little bit outside of Sacramento and pick up a little project for you guys. It's probably well known in the community. You guys probably seen it. This thing been passed around more than a girl from Las Vegas. But besides that, we're gonna go ahead and pick this thing up, and we'll resume a little bit more into the trip. We just made it to Cali, actually transferred over from Reno. So we're almost there. We got a little bit left after basically been in the car for 7 hours. The sidewalls of the barriers are covered in snow. There's snow banks. The road is wet. We didn't really prepare for this. Another mission. We are in Sacramento or somewhere close, and we got the new whip. Yeah, that thing's fresh. I want to take you guys on this journey to get this new car. I've been dreaming about it for such a long time, and I can't wait to show you my new 2006 Prius. Damn. Federico is gonna depart on his own way. He's gonna meet us back in Vegas. I'm gonna stay the night out here in Cali. We just spent the night in a hotel outside of Rockland, outside of Sacramento. It is freezing outside. Everything is frosted. It looks like it rained a little bit. Federico took the M5 back to Vegas. He should be there very shortly. We still have about a 9-hour drive, so we might just get on the road and head back. Sheesh, we're in the snow here with my wife. Damn, M3 is getting destroyed. Damn, clean title, one owner, no rust. I feel so bad. Slowly making progress on our way back to Vegas. We're at Hawthorne and I think Walter Lake, whatever that shit called. We're making progress, we're getting through. There is a little bit more traffic. People kind of going slow with all the trucks on the single lane road. But we're passing the lake right now. I didn't even know this shit was here. Y'all gonna eat that? I'm so sorry I did this to you. This thing is destroyed. I need a new car now. And the sad part, it's literally so caked on. It doesn't even come off. Oh my God. I'm sorry. We made a little pit stop on the way back. We're about 3 hours from Vegas. We are at the Clown Motel with my baby F80. This place gives me the creeps. The parking lot is as good as the hotel. Anybody trying to come stay at night? Sheesh, I'm scared. We're already hearing some weird ass noises coming from this place in the middle of the day. This place is a cemetery. We're passing through Goldfield right now. I always thought this town was pretty interesting to look at, even though there's not much here and half of everything here is run down. I didn't know anything like this even existed until a couple of years ago, but there's a lot of interesting stuff here. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff hidden away in all these places that you'll never know, and probably the people that own it probably don't even know what they have. Hey, what's going on here? Oi! What is going on here? Quick little part 2. Apparently, it's donkey hour or something. What are the odds of this happening twice? Hey! Hey! Come on, bro. I'm an hour late. I gotta get back to Vegas. The final piece of the M5. We are sitting on a stack of records full of maintenance. By the way, if anybody works at BMW of Concord somewhere out in, I believe, SoCal or possibly NorCal, please get in contact with me. I do have questions, possibly if you have missing service, paperwork, something. There's supposed to be more here, but there's not. But there's just stack of paperwork and maintenance. There's really nothing in here that is needed. It's all a bunch of old stuff. There's a couple of receipts that are shocking. Like there's one in here somewhere for like $15,000. And it's really nothing but other than a couple clutches. None of the information I truly need. The hood struts came in, so I have these. So now the hood will no longer fall and hit me in the head, and that will be okay. It did come with Euro plates. I think he said something about this is the actual tag number. Yeah, it is the actual tag number. So these are actual real plates, but obviously you can't really run these. And then he included these, which is a box full of old of the Dinan assembly parts that came with it. So these are for the mass airflows and the intakes. There's another airflow meter right here. He included all of these in the car. Same thing with these extra clamps, zip ties. These are for the strut bars, mounting kit with some wrenches. Not too sure what this is here for. He did give me the Shark tuner, so I do have that. If I can pop this out real quick, I do have the Shark tuner available, so I can mess with this and see if I possibly can take the tune off and see if that's possibly an issue. I've never used this before, so please, any information, give that to me. He included an extra bottom kick plate for the driver's side with the pedals. I don't know why. And just some random intake piping, some clamps, some fog lights. I don't really know, but that's about it. That's about everything he included with the car. If you made it this far in the video, I truly appreciate you. I love every single one of you. Thank you for supporting me. I'm trying to grow the channel and trying to get you guys the content you want to see. Like, comment, subscribe, comment down below what your thoughts are, opinions, information, ideas. If you work at this dealership, please get in contact with me. Truly appreciate you, and we'll come back soon with some more content.